Autobiography of Merton Forbes, written by Merton Forbes and Khani Lloyd Forbes. October 4, 2020. Productions by Young Fox Music and World A Company. Merton Forbes was born on May 15, 1949, in a small community known as Banton Town, Top Hill, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. In a small one-bedroom house with his mother and father where he spent his infant days as a baby, which was shortly interrupted by the death of his mother when he was 9 months of age. Merton Forbes, born of Curly Forbes, also known as Curly Fox, who was a community leader, businessman, financialist, and a teacher in the community, and Louise Forbes, who was at the time before death domestic worker. After the death of his mother, Miss Louise, his grandmother, F.O.R.B.E.S, Forbes, also known as Miss Pun, took control of the 9 months baby, and they migrate to Ballis Valley, St. Elizabeth, where he spent most of his childhood life. At a young age, Merton spent most of his time playing marbles, football, hog-a-pen, and cricket on the community playfield, which was next to their house where they live at the time. At the age of 9, in 1958, they moved from Ballery Valley back to his grandmother's home in downcountry Top Hill, where his father was born and grew up as a child. At this age, he started to attend the Top Hill Primary School, where he learned his elementary and primary schooling. At school, he would play football, cricket, track, and field with friends in the community. At age of 13, in 1962, his grandmother, F.O.R.B.E.S Forbes, Miss Pun, had passed away, and he was forced to move and live with his father's sister, Lily Forbes, who also live in the community. At the age of 14, in 1963, he started to train with the Top Hill cricket team, where he learned to bat, field, ball, and to keep. After training with the cricket team for 2 years, he started to bat at 5th place, was in spin bowler, and also was the wicket-keeper for the Top Hill cricket team. During his time away from the sports, he used to work as a construction worker on houses, business buildings, and other constructions in the surrounding area, but that would suddenly come to an end after he found out that the dusts of the cements was affecting his health. He decided to continue his love for game of cricket, where the team entered the religion cricket competitions and winning, then the parish cricket competition, and also winning the championships. They also play curry goat cricket, where they play for cash prizes and to display their talents to the audience. He was also a part of the Top Hill Domindo team, which consisted of 20 players who were all trained and prepared for the Domindo tournaments island-wide. At the age of 20, in 1969, he started to sell gambling games such as Cash Pot, Luck 5, Pick 3, and Lotto around the surrounding communities for a living. During this time, the Top Hill Domindo team entered the Island Domindo Tournament, which had the team traveling all over the island to parishes such as Kingston, Westmore, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, and many more. They play for cash prizes and gifts. At the age of 22, in 1971, he started to do trading with ground provisions foods from St. Elizabeth, where he buy them, and to Spanish Town Market, where he used to sell his food items from Thursday to Saturday on the weekends. After his venture in trading of ground provisions, food was unsuccessful. At the age of 23, in 1972, he decided to open up a gas station, which was located in the community of Top Hill Main Street. He told his father about his business venture in the gas station, and his father loaned him the money to start the business. He joined forces with his partner Kingsley to control the gas station, and they also joined forces with a mechanic who provided services and repairs to vehicles. They managed to run the business for a year and a half until he decided to move on to a different venture. At the age of 26, in 1975, he deeded to lease a shop in the community with money he had made from the gas station venture. He leased it from Kermit, where he and his girlfriend at the time were partners running a bar and restaurant in the location. They employed up to 6 person during the weeks and 10 person on the weekends, where they would keep events such as drink out, dances, and parties. During the night times, he used to employ 2 cars on the road to sell his gambling games around the surrounding communities. At the age of 27, in 1976, he got his first child, Anthony Forbes, who was conceived by Joyce Banton, who was 21, at that time attending the SSECVI, South St. Elizabeth Community Vocational Institution, where she received 4 subjects from the institution. By the next year, he got his second child, Anthony Lastane Forbes, who was conceived by Joyce Banton at her rental apartment, Downcountry, Top Hill. At the age of 35, in 1983, he got his third child, Paula Forbes, who was conceived by Joyce Banton at Big Yard Community in her mother's house. During this time, he was a famous cricketer in the Top Hill community cricket team, which was winning matches after matches in the cricket competition. In 1986, at the age of 38, the Top Hill cricket team were scheduled to go against Brufil's cricket team in Brufil St. Elizabeth. During the match against Brufil's, the Top Hill cricket team was on the field playing during the game. He got distracted as the keeper and ball caught him in the eye and damaged it. He was rushed to the Kingston Hospital where he do operation on the eye. After the operation on the eye, he returned home for rest from the incident. In 1988, at the age of 40, while operating his bar and restaurant with his girlfriend, he got the news that his father was sick and need to go to the doctor. He was rushed to the Junction Hospital to Dr. Stevenson, and then they receive a letter from the doctor to be transferred to the Kingston Hospital at UC. A couple weeks after they got the news that his father had passed away from his illness, he died at the age of 65 and was buried in the family burial plot down Country Top Hill. After the death of his father, he decided to move from the shop he had lease and control his father's business shop. He finished his lease on the shop to another businessman who goes by the name Kermit for 2 years. In 1991, at the age of 43, he got married to Joyce Banton, who was 35 of age. They at the Salvation Army Church, and he kept the reception at his home in Top Hill, where he invited all his families and friends. At the age of 44, he got his fourth child, Khani Lloyd Forbes, who was conceived by Joyce Forbes at Top Hill in the family house. A year after he got his fifth child, Sobers Kevin Forbes, who conceived by Joyce Forbes at Top Hill in the family house. He opened up a bar on the other side of the building and started rent it out to different individuals. In an incident, he got his foot broken by accident at his friend's shop, Desmond. He was rushed to the Black River Hospital for treatment on his foot and leave his daughter and son in control of the business, which they failed to manage. After he had recovered from the incident, he returned to his business shop and was able to manage it for a couple of years. Then he leased it out Joe, one of his father's students in the business. He leased the shop for 9 years to Joe, which they turned it into a mini-mart shop. His married relationship between Joyce and him started to go downwards. They were always in conflicts, fights, disagreements, and the relationship ended in year of 2000 when he left from our home and went up to the shop to stay.